Hey guys, Sean Bougie, surplusfundsriches.net. One of the questions I get is people love stories, right? They like to know, what is it? What are some crazy things that have happened to you in the surplus funds business? And I'm about to give you 3 stories. So the first one is we had a couple, and you're going to run into this more frequently than you think, where we were able to get in touch with one of the persons. There was $60,000 in overage, so we could get $30,000 a piece. And the guy said, "Hey, I can't get a hold of the ex-wife." By the way, that's bull. There's always a way to find the ex-spouse, wife or husband. There's usually a way to get a hold of them. They're full of crap, and we push them hard on that. And you can actually offer different percentages based on if you got both of them, because you're going after a larger amount of money, right? It just makes business sense. But in this instance, the person said, "Hey, I can't get a hold of her. We couldn't get a hold of her, couldn't find her. Called her relatives, all that. We knew she was alive, but we were like, oh, we're still going to go after the 30 grand. Let's get moving on it. Let's go. And what he didn't tell us is the reason he didn't want us to get in touch with him is they had gotten a divorce. We knew that. And it was a husband and wife, joint tenants. They were both on the deed. Okay, they were both on the deed, 50% ownership. So it didn't matter. We could go after 50%, leave the other 50% for the other spouse. A lot of people don't understand you can do that. So we got it together, started it up, and the attorney said, "Hey, I've got an issue here. This guy," and this is why another reason why we use attorneys, guys. This guy nothing happened after the divorce. Typically, one of the spouses refinances the property and gives the money to the other one. So let's make sure we're good here. Let's make another effort to reach the ex-wife. And we said, "That's cool. Thank you. That's your job. That's why we hire attorneys. Keep us safe on deals." Called the guy back, said, "Hey, listen, man, it's going to take a little longer. We absolutely have to get a hold of her." And he started arguing with us about it. And we were like, "Look, she's got 50% ownership at least. We got to double check that everything's copacetic. We know you got a divorce. Can you send us a copy of the divorce decree? We need to know. We need to see that to see who got the house, or was somebody supposed to get a hold of this or whatever." Well, in this particular state, the attorney was able to actually check the divorce decree. She was supposed to get the house, or the options were the house was supposed to go to her, okay, or he was supposed to refinance it and give her portion. He did neither. Okay? So technically, the argument could have been made there that since he didn't refinance and pay her out, because of the way the divorce decree read, it was due to her. He knew that. He was trying to get half and just leave, thanks for the money. So we were able to cut that one short right out of the chute and get a hold of her and actually get all of the money for her. All of it. Because the way the divorce decree read is she either got the property or he had to refinance it and give her portion of the equity, and he did not. Okay. Now, if he had gotten an attorney and argued, he could have said, "Look, the equity was only 20. That's what I was going to have to refinance itself for, so I'm entitled to this much." But he didn't. So we were able to get the full amount for her. He was lying. That's slimy, right? Second slimy thing I saw was we had a senior and a junior. Now, when I have agreements with somebody that's got a junior or a senior after their name, I always put that in there, and they are required to sign as that. Well, when we got it back from the notary, they hadn't put in the junior. And junior was the one that was entitled to the money. I said, "This is weird." So I called back and said, "Hey, we got a copy of the driver's license." I said, "Hey, your driver's license says senior, but you signed as if you were junior, even though you didn't put the junior in there." "Yeah, he's my son. I'm doing it as a favor. He was a jerk to the ex-wife, to my daughter-in-law. So I was going to just get the money, his portion of the money, and give it to her." Whoa, can't do that, bro. Cannot do that. That is slimy, and we cannot do that. Okay? So we were able to get out of that in time and not have to deal with it. I don't remember if we were able to get a hold of the daughter-in-law and work something out, or Junior himself. But that was an attempt. Be careful of divorces, guys. You got to know who got that property. Get a copy of the divorce decree if you can. Also, if there's a junior or a senior, you have to have them sign as such. They have to sign as you print it. That protects you. Also, getting a copy of the driver's license will protect you in case there's any question about that. The third one I saw that was Slimy, this one actually we got the money out. Not our, look, if something important for you to understand, if people lie to the court or in documents that you give them, you're not responsible for that. You did your due diligence to make sure you had the right person, right? But if they lie, that you're not responsible for that. So this is when we actually got out. The issue in this instance is there was a judgment against the person's name and they had a common name. The name was, let's say, John Smith. Okay? So whoever recorded the judgment, it was a credit card company or something else, whoever recorded it did not include, which will be redacted later, but didn't include the social security number or some type of other identification. So what the person said when the attorney approached him on it, the attorney had him sign a document saying, hey, that's not me, it's a different John Smith. We were all acting in good faith, including the attorney. We weren't trying to fake the court out. But what happened was the person said that wasn't them. Turns out later it was, in fact, that John Smith. The credit card company can still go after the guy. And it's not our issue because he lied about it not being him. But that's slimy, and that's another thing you run into. At least, thank God, you're not responsible to make the claimant be honest. You're responsible to do the due diligence, but you can't be held accountable for them lying to the court. That's on them.